tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, what if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on of us, trying to make his way home. Trying to make his way home.
Yes! That was such an amazing intro, ladies.
You know,
we should be a choir here.
We should.
It's a girl group.
Church choir.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to sing this song every single time.
Okay.
Every single time. Welcome to the AfterBuzz recap of Truth Be Told, Episode 4, Psychic Chicken. I'm one of your hosts, Megan Thomas, at Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. And who are you lovely ladies?
I'm Jenifer Golden, and you can find me at all those same exact things at Jenifer Golden.
And I am Lauren Leonelli, and you can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, and my website.
Yay! All this talk about God that's kind of what this episode was about. Let's jump in. It first starts with Russ and Angie going to church.
Yes,
They're headed
very
there.
stylish going to church.
Very stylish, by the way. I never look like that going to church.
I mean, they looked pretty cute.
You mean
cute.
Someone looked cute.
I mean,
Your man crush Monday.
yeah.
Yeah. He's very cute.
Yeah,
Very cute.
twirling my hair.
Very
no,
dapper.
so cute. They're also speaking of Russell and Ange, I think this was like Brisha's episode.
It was.
Yeah, she really well, I think Vanessa really had some good stuff too. She had to get dig deep there, but I just liked that we were seeing a lot of like Brisha's like little snappy,
Right.
kind of like her moments of like, I like when she gets kind of mad and a
Right.
little edgy, and we got to see a lot of that this episode, so I was excited.
Yes. And what I really liked about it was the fact that, you have a conversation with a 5-year-old that you never think you're going to have. That you never think about. She comes up and she's like, well, what's church? What's God?
Yeah.
They ask all those questions. You forget that kids ask questions.
Like, they don't
and you have
know.
to answer them.
Yeah, they have to learn that from somewhere. And you're like, oh yeah, I do have to teach you something.
My job is to teach you, right?
Oh, oops,
Yeah.
my bad.
Parenting.
What's the right age to teach kids about God or whatever your beliefs may be?
I just feel like it depends on, like how strong your belief system is. If you're like a church-going individual, then they're going to know it from the get-go. They're going to be going with you before they can talk, so it's just something they know about. But if you aren't, then they're going to hear about it once they start to... I feel like it's like that age, like when they start to go to preschool.
Right.
Or other places where they're going to hear other kids talk, they're going to bring things up that they don't know about, and that's when they come home with the questions. That's when they come home with the words where you're like, where'd you hear stupid from? Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's when you start to go, okay, well, we don't have any control over the outside world anymore.
Right.
Yeah, now. So I think if you shelter your child from things like you don't have a religion or anything like that, when they start to integrate into other children's lives that age, that's when you have to start talking about it.
I feel like parenting is another form of just crisis management.
Right.
Child starts learning, crisis management starts too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's how you parent, just based on what they bring to you. And then you
What
respond.
crisis do we have to face this week?
Yeah.
And I love how Sadie loves Russell so much that she decided to name the chicken at school after him.
Even though they thought they were naming it after him because it was a black chicken.
Right.
Which is funny, and I love that they always touch on that, and they go that, like, they push that boundary, and then they bring you right back. They're
Right.
like, no, it's because he was the coolest chicken.
And he's
Right.
like, that's right. And then he, Russell took so much pride in that. It was so cute. He's like, I am the coolest chicken. And he is the coolest chicken.
He is.
He is a very cool chicken.
Very
He
cool
is
chicken.
Super cool chicken.
He's handsome too.
I mean, I'm not going to say I've been saying that for a while, but
But
I have.
And I love how this episode we get to see Mitch's sister, Sam.
Yeah.
Ashley Tisdale. When I saw her, I was like, yeah, okay, Disney.
I loved
Making
it.
your way onto NBC.
Yeah, I love Ashley Tisdale. I think she's like, obviously, I mean, this show has a lot of great actors on it, but although she's young, she's like a seasoned veteran. So her and Mark Gosler, like their scenes together were kind of like epic. Mm-hmm. She was super cute, loved her little attitude. totally not what we're used to seeing her
No,
as. I mean, she did kind of play the snobby girl in what was a High School Musical thing she did.
And a little ditzy in other things, too.
But this one, she really was like, totally.
She's cool. I'm going to hang out with her.
Oh, I totally want her to be my friend.
Right. And we see that she's dating her psychic.
Yeah, who we think is her therapist, and now we find out it's her psychic.
Exactly. Yes. Which I think is really funny because she's so... You see the relationship that she has with Mitch. They're very open. They're very... even the scene with later when she's getting it on with her psychic on the couch. To me, I'm just like... That's your brother. Like,
why would you do that out in the open? Yeah,
in your brother's house next to the neighbors,
it was
like
weird.
that are in the kitchen.
That's weird.
Yeah,
it's a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do in front of your family, especially your brother who's older.
And she's talking about like her sexual encounters with him. She's like, I mean, yeah, I slept with him, and he's like, la 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 la.
Right.
I like his reaction. It's really funny.
Yeah.
And there's a poll that NBC put up. Are you required to help your siblings?
In what way?
I don't know. They just said, are you required? That was a survey question.
I don't think it's...
Because how he gives her money and he's helping her out. He's giving her more money.
I don't think it's a requirement, but I think it's something that you should... I don't even want to say obligation. Like, it's something you should want to do. But not every situation's the same. Sometimes you don't have a great relationship with your siblings. So in that case, I would say no. But it should be something you should want to do.
Right. I don't think you're required. I think, like what Lauren said, you just... should want to based on your own dynamic.
Right.
But if you don't because you have a shitty relationship,
then
more power to you. Make the decision to do with your money what you please, because if you have a deadbeat sibling, let's just say, for instance, that doesn't work and is a freeloader.
Right.
And they're not nice and they have no intention of like going anywhere with themselves, I wouldn't give them money.
why would you do that?
That would be tough.
That's enabling.
69% of people said yes, you should help your siblings. I mean, regardless.
I can't. It's too gray. It's too gray.
Yeah, I cannot be a yes or no on that one. Right. I have a brother and I would help him. But that's my situation.
Right. So then we see what it's like at Sadie's school. She has Miss Gloria is very cold-blooded.
Wait, you guys, that preschool teacher makes me want to rip out my eyeballs.
Why?
She's one of those annoying, first of all, your job as a preschool teacher is not to tell me how to parent my child.
Right.
You're a teacher. You're supposed to guide the children in whatever way you can and teach them. But don't come in here and be like, the chicken's dead. Or boys are allowed to wear pink. All of those things, yes, are very real. I'm not disagreeing with what she's saying, but it's not. I think preschool teachers who overstep their boundaries and act like they're going to come in and tell you how it's done is not okay.
But wait, okay, so what should she have said when it came to wrestle with chicken? Should she have said something else a little nicer about it being dead?
Yes.
What is the correct way to say something to a child about death?
I personally, if the parents were standing right there, would have looked up to the parents and said, I wouldn't have stepped in. That's not my thing. Now, if I were alone, I would probably try and think of something very diplomatic or general to say. But I definitely would have been and obviously any parent I'm sure would step in. This is a sitcom type situation, so that didn't happen. But I would never step in and say anything like that. It's not my job.
I think, obviously, like you said, if she's alone, fine, then she's responsible for answering the question because the question was asked. But because the parents were there at that moment, and she doesn't know if this child has ever experienced death before.
Right.
Or what she even thinks death is, because that's a really big subject.
Totally.
And a 5-year-old, so she might as well be a newborn. As far as life experience goes, I don't know how many deaths she's seen.
Right.
And most parents say oh, he went to live somewhere else.
Right.
Everyone has a thing they say.
Right.
Exactly.
Say.
And then the kids grow up later and they're like, I thought you said he went to go stay with his uncle.
Well, Miss Gloria
the other cat.
said,
Where did goldfish go?
Yeah.
Her own book that she wrote. And honestly, I think that character was so funny.
Right.
Because it is a teacher, that's a worst nightmare.
It's a real thing. Those teachers really exist, you guys.
I'm
That's why
sure.
it's funny. That's why I'm I want to pull my eyeballs out. Because that is a real person who is let me tell you how, that holier than thou mentality just is not good.
And she's selling her book for $35. That's what I was you're capitalizing on this misfortune.
I loved it. And it's you might think maybe she actually killed the bird, because then all the parents would have to go buy the book. So it's a good scheme if you really think about it. But I love that her name was Gloria, because that's just offensive. It's Gloria. The way they said it was just so hard.
Totally.
And her personality was so hard. And the fact that she said, the bird's dead. He's not coming back.
When you die, you don't come back.
Right.
It's like so matter of fact and harsh.
I know.
But I mean, it's not like that is I guess like a parenting technique to just be very matter of fact. Some people do it. It's just like I said, I just don't think it's the preschool teacher's job to decide what technique that is that you're going to use.
Or to say it a little softer. And not that I'm a person that says things soft at all, but I think if you're responsible for children and like the young ones, where like the formative years of like introducing them to things, I think you have to have like a tact and like softness to you. And she could have said, like the bird unfortunately has passed away. Whatever happened to him, I don't know.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand what passed away means.
Well, I think she could go into it.
The bird's dead. The bird's dead. That's all I'm gonna say. Bird's
Fine,
dead.
she could deal with it, but like in a softer way. Like,
let me put a button on this one. What you would say is, why don't you talk about that with your mommy and daddy? And then you distract the child, because it's very easy to be like,
Candy.
look at the ball over there. Squirrel.
Candy.
Done.
There you go.
Candy.
Yes, Candy. No, I love how on the way to the school, you see that Tracy is trying to calm Mitch down. She's like, don't go off. And then she gets there and she's so angry and she's the pit bull.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love how their characters flip. You never know who's going to say what, especially with that couple.
Yeah,
but I do like that they're also partners. Like you see the like process that like they make together.
They do it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So then we're at the dinner party with the psychic and
we
Sam.
get to meet the psychic.
Yes.
I would have been all over that guy like white on rice, yo. I would have been like, tell me what's happening to me. What, should I take this job? What about this guy? Where's my grandma? Tell her I miss her. Let's go. Like,
and I love how everybody has their own thing that they want to ask him. Of course, you've got Mitch, who doesn't want to say anything to him because he doesn't believe in the guy's abilities. You've got Tracy that wants to talk to Lolo, and then you've got Angie who's like, is my husband going to hell? There's my curling iron. Like, what is this?
I loved it.
That's pretty funny. I mean, like everyone's use for like the psychic. Where is my curling iron?
Mm-hmm. I want to know where mine is. Actually, I know
where mine is. Mine's in the spot that it always goes in because I'm very organized.
I'd like to know where my passport is.
Jen.
Oh my gosh, you might want to find that, Jen.
That's not a good idea.
I like to I see it somewhere, but it's like, is it there?
Somebody is like in Paris right now. Like, my name is Jenifer Golden. Somebody's in Paris.
They might be using my passport. It's a good photo, so just go use it. But
oh my god,
what do you think about? I made sure. Okay, you know how people hate their passport, and you have that thing once you're a certain age for like 20 years.
I
made sure. I just had to retake mine. I made sure mine was real good.
Yeah. See. So, do you believe in psychics? What do you think?
I don't really know. I don't think that psychics are real. I think I take Mitch's approach on it, which,
Have you ever seen The Long Island Medium on TLC?
I sure have, and I still don't believe it.
How do you not believe that?
You know what? Because I'm not there for production purposes. I don't know what she already knows.
I'm with you on that.
That's why. So, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't really know. But I'll say this, though. They bring a really good topic up, which is mixed faith couples.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, you have Russell and Angie, who are supposed to be the same faith, and we find out there are differences with their beliefs. And then, of course, you've got Tracy and Mitch, who definitely are mixed faith. Is it really hard for mixed faith couples to get along? Because I seem to think so, but they seem to have it together when it comes to partnership.
Well, they say that that's the cause of a lot of divorces because of how you raise your children. Right. So, like, even to date somebody for more than a few years and then think you're going to get married to them, like, you need to have the same that conversation. How do you want to raise your kids?
Right.
You might not have them yet, but if you're going to get married, you should probably think about these things before you tie that knot.
Right.
Because you could have vastly different ideas, and that would then, like, if one person's like, I don't really care whatever you want to do, like, I'm not that religious, but if you are, like, let's do your thing. But if both people are staunch religious people that have very differing opinions, like,
it would be hard.
Yeah, I mean, I have family, like cousins that grew up Saturday going to Jewish school and Sunday going to church.
Right.
And they were just like, who?
Right.
Who's in charge here?
Right.
Yeah.
It's very confusing to them.
I think it could be an issue. I just don't, I don't know that you would get, so would you really get that far in a relationship where like you would already know, like if I was like super, super Catholic and dating someone super, super Jewish, I would already know that might be an issue.
But look at Russ and Angie, because she has a problem with him and the fact that he is not as, I guess, churchy as she originally thought. He has all these extra ideas, like the Bible being lumped in with what all the other religions, and she's like, "Did you just really say that?" So I think there are times when you'll find out, like, wait, I don't think our faith is the same.
Well, I think that with them, that was like their faith within their faith, and that's however you personally like your personal relationship with God or whatever that faith is. I think that would still work because at least they're still on the same foundation and
they go to the same place, right?
Right,
the same location.
Like you gotta allow someone to be, you could like to interpret it your way or be you.
Right.
Now, to be totally different belief systems is a different story, but I feel like you would, if that was gonna be a problem, like Mitch and Tracy, it's not like they know they weren't the same belief system, but it was never really a problem. Like no one was so super attached to either way, they just let it work.
Right.
But I think you would discover, I would imagine, in the beginning stages of dating, if you're with someone who's like super one way and you're another, like
you'd be surprised. There's a lot of like, let's just say women, we'll go with women right now for this conversation, that aren't super religious, have kids, and all of a sudden are like, I need them to have religion.
Right.
It's
they need
so
to know
it's important
they need to know
now.
God.
Yeah. So it just becomes what it becomes.
It becomes a problem.
Right.
Yeah. That's a scam. Yeah.
I know this is really good too, and I have to laugh because you see how Russell and Angie are. She's super churchy when she's like, does anyone else have a problem with the Bible being used as a metaphor?
I love her responses.
I love it. And I laugh because there's so many black people who really feel like this, by the way. Jesus all the way. Like, you can't say anything bad about the Bible. You got to pray in Jesus' name, you know, or you're going to go to hell. Like, there's a lot of stuff. That's why I'm laughing, because I'm just like, this is black people. Yeah, definitely.
They got it right.
They got it right.
Yeah.
They got it right.
Oh my God, what about when they were praying?
I know,
that was really cute.
It was so funny to me how, of course, Angie is like incorporating her own stuff. Yeah. I'm like, this poor baby, this is her first prayer. You might want to focus on that.
She was so funny, like how mad she got.
Right.
And she was like holding all their hands, and she kept like injecting things, and then
wife misleading.
Yeah, Russell's like response was like, oh man, I thought that was really fun. That was like one of my favorite scenes this episode.
Me too.
It was cute. Yeah.
It's so cute. I like, you know what, and I love the Sadie character. This little girl I'm glad they're giving her more stuff to say on the show.
I know. Yes. Like, she's like, and then now you guys have to leave because I have to go to bed.
I thought that was a very funny line for her, because like she had been like dealing with this chicken the whole time, like really upset, and then now we see her too, and it's like, okay.
Right.
Got it from her mama.
All right.
Got it from her mama. And then I love the compromise too, when they're trying to figure out, okay, what do we tell her?
Yeah.
And then Mitch is like, we tell her, like, he's going through his thing, and it's like, we can't tell her that. Like, that's way too complicated.
Right.
He's like, just heaven. That's the easiest thing.
I like
Let's go.
the way they made it very real. It wasn't like some cheesy, like, after school special.
Right.
They're just like outside of a room, like panicked because they're like, what do we do? We've got this 5-year-old in there and we need to tell her something. And they're totally like rushing to think of something. They just throw something together. And then when the little girl says, Mommy, he's like, she picked you by. Like,
right.
I loved that moment.
It just seemed very real. Like, that's what I would probably do. They didn't turn it into something that wasn't relatable or realistic. And it was still funny.
And it was actually scary if you're not a parent. I don't know if you're like me, and I was like terrified. I was like, oh my God, that's something I'm gonna have to deal with one day.
Right.
And I will hope they call the other parent for the hard stuff, like Daddy, and I'll be like, peace.
I'm out. Let me go fill up the sippy cup.
I was gonna say my wine's calling me.
Gotta go.
Mama needs her juice.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And so the other thing that I really like about this is that we see the other side of Sam. Sam's not just the irresponsible sister. She does make sense at times,
and she knows what she's dealing with, which is shocking to us, because we think that she's just this like
carefree,
she
whatever.
doesn't have money.
Right.
She like needs money to make money. Then she owes money.
Right.
And we think she just like believes this guy.
But we see that she does have a way of thinking about things in like a rational manner. Maybe not some other things, but there's like on an emotional level, she is a little bit more there.
She might do mouth Sundays, but she knows you got to treat your wife with a little more love, just like you treat your daughter.
Yeah. She has street smarts. Like,
having casual sex, does that make you feel better? He's like, no.
Right.
It made me feel better, because I was like, oh, okay. She doesn't want to end up with the psychic that has bounced checks in or whatever. What is he doing with the checks?
Right.
He's check fraud or something. Yeah.
And which is funny, because she's at the end when she's like, yeah, don't write him a check. Like,
still
looking out for her brother, but she's like, hey, I like this guy.
And he was like,
okay,
Cash. He just went along with it. He was like, okay, because obviously Tracy had the session with him, and
I think Vanessa Lachey is a really good actress. By the way. She's a phenomenal actress. Like, I love how it's very real where she goes from the moments that she's with her daughter, she's like being snarky and funny, and then she goes to the serious moment about Lolo.
She was great on this episode because she had to be kind of all over the place.
Right.
She had to be kind of mad and silly and then nice to the sister, and then she had to be worried about the daughter, and then she had to be mad again, then she had to be sad, and she got emotional. It was believable. Her emotionality.
Yeah.
I think for sitcom acting, there's a specific type of emotionality you can have without it being over the top. And she did it perfect, I thought. Believable, just enough, not too much.
Right.
Real good.
I agree. I felt that moment was like really meaningful to her without it being like sappy, like what you're saying.
Totally.
Also, do we think that, I mean, he was a fake psychic, right?
No.
You think that he was a real psychic? Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was just like what he does is like play into what somebody needs, more like a therapist in the sense of like, okay, I see she like needs to talk to her grandfather.
How did he know that she drives the daughter?
I wasn't sure. I think somebody might have mentioned it, but
I think that was supposed to be this is how we know that he's real. Without us having to explicitly say he is a real medium on this show, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's what I thought when he said that.
Just like the Ashley Tisdale character, like there were things about her that were like, okay, you're an idiot, but then there was like some realness about her. Like this guy could very well be a check fraud, scheming, not nice guy that's sleeping with this chick that's going nowhere, but he might also really be a psychic.
Right.
Well, if he was a psychic, wouldn't you know he could make money another way, and that's coming in the future?
What I was gonna say,
People always say that's not always what a psychic is, though. Psychics, there's like a million different kinds, you guys.
He's not that kind of psychic.
There's clairvoyant, there's audiovoyant, it's not like I can see the future in front of me. That's psychic.
Seems like he's a medium versus like a psychic.
He was both. He said he was a medium and a psychic.
Oh, that was a great line when he was like, it happens to be that I'm both.
Right. And then the survey from NBC also asks, are psychics real? 65% of people said no.
Oh boy, cynical people out
Right.
there.
Guys, you are missing out. I went to a psychic recently for the first time, and she said some things that were very true.
I was there.
She predicted what was going to happen, and it happened like a month later, and I was like, it wasn't anything like super crazy, but it's definitely like, that is weird because that actually does happen a lot, and she was right. Like, she predicted something was going to happen.
Was it generic, though? Or was it like very specific?
She said, okay, well, I'll tell you kind of what it was. She said that I was going to be dreaming about a certain specific subject. And I literally every other night dream about this specific subject.
So wait, what if she like put that in your subconscious?
Well, she may have, but it didn't really stick with me though, because I'll tell you why. Like, I mean, it could have been there, but I thought, yeah, that's not going to be weird for me to dream about that. And then I went like a month without dreaming about it, and I totally forgot that she even said it until it kept happening to me. And then I woke up one day, I was telling her like, I would be really nice if I could just stop dreaming about that right now. And then I was like, oh, that's what the psychic said. Like, it came back to me that she had actually said
I don't know.
it.
I'm not convinced.
Well, I'll tell you, a psychic once said to me, your boyfriend is going to want to get serious on this date in this month.
Was it true?
Yeah, but not with me.
Oh, snap.
That's horrible.
But it was true. I was like, you know what? Next time I'm going to ask questions.
Next time be like,
be more
how
specific.
do you mean?
Right, like use your words.
That's-
Full sentences.
I'm always scared by that. I had this lady stop me in the grocery store the other day and was like, I see your aura.
I have had that too.
And then she was just like, there's some things that are going to be happening to you in your relationship. And
you're like,
she was that's exactly what I said. I was like, well, I'm single, and she was just like, well, there's some stuff coming. She was like, I'd like to tell you more about it.
Yeah,
I charge $20 an hour.
You're like, come on,
wait, what? I'm shopping. I'm at Ralph's. Like,
yes, I see some stuff coming.
right. Okay, could you be more basic?
Right. So I don't know. I look. To me, I don't think psychics are real, but I'm not going to discount anything that they've had with a psychic.
The bad ones give the good ones a bad name.
All right.
Yeah.
Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, Miss Cleo.
So then, of course, at the end, Russell gets the new chicken for the preschool. That was so sweet of him.
Really sweet of him. And I think that that's great that he did that, because I think you have to inspire faith early on.
Yeah, right.
I mean, while I don't think, like telling the child that like things come back from the dead is necessarily correct. She might not even remember what even happened. And,
right.
In a month from now. But I think to like show, okay, if you have faith, things can happen.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Just in a general sense,
right.
It's nice.
It's
a
beautiful lesson, except when this prize-winning cock-fighting chicken is killing the other chickens.
And he's like, children, look away.
I feel like a lot of these, or every episode ends with like a twist.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's on the right track to being a happy ending, and then something happens.
Russell always messes it up somehow, but it's so cute when he does it.
It's okay if it's him.
It's okay if it's him. All right, ladies, let's do a little bit of our predictions.
Okay, I'm psychic. I'll predict.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
One prediction from everyone.
I think that Russell and Angie. Well, didn't you say this last time? We're going to talk about kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen. I think it's getting closer.
I think their season finale.
I feel it. I feel it getting closer.
I think the season finale, they're going to be preggers.
I think they're going to, yeah. Well, I'm not going to say anything about I don't want to say anything about
Do you know? You do know. Don't you spoil it for me now.
Don't say anything.
Me either.
Don't say nothing, Leonelli.
Don't do it. I predict that we're going to be seeing more of Ashley Tisdale.
Ah, I like that.
Thanks.
I also might know the answer to that, and I'm not going to say anything.
She was cast on the show, right? So isn't she supposed to be a recurring?
Right, I think so. So we'll see her.
Right. I mean, I was just making basically like a...
Just to preface, I don't know. When I predict, I'm predicting things like I don't even know. But when you say things, I know if they aren't or are happening. That's the kind of psychic I am.
That's the psychic of fact. Okay.
Also, I like to know that you have answers. You can't tell me now, though.
No.
Don't ruin it for me, Leonelli.
I won't.
Don't you do it.
I
am going to predict we're going to see more of Russ and Angie's parents.
Oh.
I want to see their families.
Yeah, where are the grandparents in all of these cases?
Yeah. That would be something different to see. Like, I want to see like the difference in their families because I feel like it's probably starkly different.
And then you get to see where they come from, and it would like make sense to see Angie's mom and like, yeah.
Right. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would love to go to church with them one day.
Take me to church.
There you go.
Yeah.
They have to dress. You got to dress together, apparently, according to Russell. They weren't matching.
Oh, you know what would be really funny?
I would coordinate with him.
You could. You still could.
You could.
I think it would be really funny if we see the neighbors that are the Goldsteins,
birds. Okay.
So if we see something with them that's like another like Jewish thing where it's like Jewish holiday and they invite the neighbors, or like it's a bat mitzvah and now everyone's got to go. So it's like another one of those awkward encounters and
like Christmas, Hanukkah type of thing.
I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and say there's going to be a holiday episode coming.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It has to be.
It's my kind of prediction.
I'm going to do I keep wanting to say Hollywood. A holiday. Holiday.
Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you use the hashtag ABTVTruth. We love seeing your comments on our YouTube channel, page, everything. Make sure you also subscribe on iTunes as well as SoundCloud. You can find all of AfterBuzz TV's amazing recap shows there. Where can we find you, lovely ladies?
You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, and my website.
You can find me, Jenifer Bolton, on all those same places.
And you can find me, Megan Thomas, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Periscope at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.